Well, we're here in North Carolina again with a Lumbee elder, and the red snake, and I have promised him, threatened him, and finally I bribed him with three times the payment for this documentary as I was going to pay him, which I'm really paying him nothing, so three times nothing. Yeah, but I might as well quadruple it. But he has an interesting story, starting with his uncle.
Okay. Uh, Yasi Konk again, and this story that I'm going to tell you is a true story. Uh, I have an uncle that came out of Canada. His name is Jerry Rancourt. We call him Sinagua, Wild Man of the North. And he would come by and he would pick me up, and I would spend a lot of time with him, and I learned beadwork from him. But he would always tell me a story about the snake. And the snake, for our people in the southeast, the snake is a symbol of a warrior. A lot of the native men in the old days, in the 1700s, they would have snakes tattooed on their body. So the snake is very important to us. As I said, my name is Yasi Conk, Red Snake, and he gave me that name. And in this story, he talks about how one day the creator he was creating the world. And as he was creating the world, he sat down and he started to fashion this creature, and he rolled his body out, and he rolled him out really long and straight, and he was going to put legs on this creature, and he ran out of clay. And as he ran out of clay, he went to go collect some more clay, but he left the creature there, and the creature came to life. And this creature, he slivered off. And as he slivered off, it was warm during the day. And he came into this village, and he saw a fire going. And he slivered over close to the fire to warm up because it was getting cold that night. And as he slivered up to the fire, there was a woman there, and she was beading. She was doing some beadwork, a beadwork pattern. And he was watching her as she did her beadwork pattern. And he noticed that when she laid that beadwork pattern down and he was very cold, he went over and he rolled over into her piece of beadwork. And that's why today when you look at a snake's back, if you look at his patterns and his scales, you'll notice that he has a beadwork pattern in his scales. And my uncle taught me that that's why we do beadwork and we do these patterns to represent that snake. And that's why the snake has those patterns, so we have that relationship with the snake.
Wow, I love that story.
Thank
That's
you.
a new one for me.
It's a very old story. Thank you.
Thank you. And any words that you can pass on, especially hello, good morning, see you later, whichever that you can pass on to the world?
Well, in the Shirao and the Catawba language, if I was to say hello to you, I would say Tanake. And if I was to do it, and I should have done a proper introduction, to do a proper introduction, you would say Tanake, Tienayedu, Nia Yasikon. And I said, hello, how are you? I am Red Snake. Now, we know that in all the native languages that I've ever did any research on or looked up the Cherokee language, I don't even know if they got a word for goodbye, or I have never heard of any native language that has a word for goodbye.
There is none. It's just because there is no goodbye. You don't ever leave Mother Earth. You just keep coming around. Ours is ona, which is see you later
Hmm.
or have a good day, whatever you want to interpret it to, but it does not say goodbye.
Yeah, in the Shirao and the Catawba way, you would say Yani Kate, is I'll see you later. And on top of that, whenever I do school programs and I use that language, I'll say to the children, Yani Kate, and I'll say Nimasa. And when I say Nimasa, I say always remember this word. If you don't remember anything I tell you, remember this word, Nimasa. It means I love you.
Ah, sweet.
So
So I went to the museum of the southeastern Indians and they're totally redoing it.
hmm
So for all you campers out here watching the videos and the documentary, I'll owe you a tour of that one day when they finish it in a couple of months and I get going back through this way from Florida. But Red Snake, it has been more than a
if
pleasure.
you come back the 4th of July, I'll be in that museum, and I'll be working. I'll be doing a gourd project in there with young people, and that'll be a good time for you to come
Well,
because there'll be at least 20,000 Native people coming to our community for the Lumbee homecoming.
I'd love to meet you again someday and cook you a 6,000-year-old recipe.
That'd be great. I love it.
Okay?
Yeah, I love that.
All right, so don't threaten me with a good time. Thank you.
You are.
Thanks again. Ona.
Ona.